Thanks for being here today, Darren. You're always such an asset to the vacation rental community and providing additional education. So in my Facebook group, New to Short-Term Rentals, Airbnb and Hosting, I asked my community a bunch of, I let them know that I was going to be having the Q&A here with you today, and I asked them a few questions. So I'm just going to read them off to you one by one, and hopefully you can give us some answers to those 21 questions. So we'll start with, what are the top 10 claims you see most often? And is there anything hosts can do to prevent these potential pitfalls?
Do we have an hour to answer that question? No, excellent question. And for your listeners, we need to break it down into two parts. So with insurance for short-term rentals, there's property coverage. So think of this as your actual home or condo itself, the property that you can touch and feel. And then the other side of that is liability, what you could ultimately be held liable for if somebody's injured at your property. Now, as far as property coverage is concerned, the number one claim is always wind and hail. Any asset that you own, really all 50 states, wind and hail damage is going to be your number one property claim. Your second claim is going to be water damage. Water damage destroys property. It's the insurance folks like us, we really dislike water because water starts to destroy things very fast. This could be a leaky ice maker. This could be a broken water pipe. This could be damage to your roof, and then water gets in through your roof, so on and so forth. So that's the number two claim. Number three would be fire. A lot of us in the country are seeing news about the fires across the West. And it's not just forest fires. We've had incidents where we've had fires from fireplaces at vacation rentals. In fact, this weekend, we had a fire start with a mattress where a guest grabbed an extension cord at a vacation rental, plugged it into their iPhone, left the property. There was a short circuit and the mattress caught fire this weekend. It was a claim that came in on Saturday. So fire is always your third claim. Now, as far as damage caused by a guest, it's really all over the place. We do see some vandalism where, unfortunately, maybe you have a bad guest that somehow tricks you and ends up throwing a party at your vacation rental. We do see some theft that happens. Some vacation rental guests will steal property, but for the most part, it's wind and hail, water damage, fire, and then a plethora of things that are caused directly from the guest. Now, flipping to the liability side, that's a different ballgame. That's pretty much all on the guest because you're essentially operating a short-term rental. They're coming into your home. You're competing with Hilton. You're no different than a hotel. So if somebody's injured at that property, they can come back and sue you for their bodily injury. This is really the horsepower behind our commercial policy. And honestly, we don't really see a trend. It's very hard to define a trend line with liability claims, but hands down, slip and fall is always your number one liability concern, whether it's someone falling down the stairs, whether it's someone slipping in the kitchen, slipping in the driveway. We've had people slip on ice up in the Sierras. We've had people fall downstairs that don't use the hand railings correctly. We've had people trip out by pools because there was a tile that was loose. Decks, people fall off decks. We've had people injured on swings, these swings in the trees. Again, I could go on for an hour, but for the most part, it's, through this interview, it's important to understand there's property coverage and liability coverage. But when you buy our policy, you go through an underwriting process. We don't just allow everybody to buy our policy. We look at your online listing, we look at the photos, we ask you questions, and I would say half of the people that buy our insurance, we bring them up to speed on things they need to do to potentially prevent liability claims from happening. And I think we'll get into some of those a little later, but that would be my short answer to that one.
Okay, great. And then I also know that Breezeway has an app where you can do a safety certification as well. And they usually hone in on some of the more claims that are happening or issues.
Well, they absolutely do. And I am a huge advocate of this Breezeway safety certification program. You can do it from your phone. Okay. I think part of the resistance is people feel like an inspector is going to come to their home, and that's kind of invading your privacy a little bit. People like to fly under the radar. They're making money from their vacation rental. Do you really want someone measuring the height of your railings and checking the integrity of your deck and making sure you have smoke alarms and fire extinguishers? A lot of people don't. But the truth be told, you can do it right from your phone, and you're never penalized. Nobody knows if you don't pass the inspection. So we're thrilled because consumers and vacation rental owners can actually go around their house, take pictures of these things that we require, and it's a great partnership. It's awesome for the industry.
Yeah, I will say that I hired my handyman to do it, and he was in and out of my house in less than an hour and a half.
Right.
I only had one follow-up item, which was a picture to confirm that I had my what's it called? Fire extinguisher. So yeah, so it was really an easy process to go through.